Just having structure is the biggest thing. We've cleaned that up a great deal since that game, so I would expect our guys to be dialed in that area tonight as we have been.
As a coach, how do you make sure the guys are dialed into this game, knowing that you got Florida and Boston too, 4-point games beyond that?
Just focus on each day as it comes. This is the game we have to control here today. Got to take care of all the points, all the games, no matter who we're playing, are just as important. So I think our guys are focused on tonight.
I think you just mentioned the rush chances by Montreal in the last game. Is it comparable to what you might have prepared for New Jersey a couple nights ago?
Yeah, a lot of similarities for sure. Definitely there is, and that's whether it's the last time we were in here or I think they had 4 or 5 breakaways against Florida the other night here. That's how they generate their offense. They transition really quickly. They leave the zone early. They get behind you. That's what they do very well. They did that very well last season as well. They've got players, whether it's Caulfield, Anderson, that are really strong in that area. That's what they do. So we've got to be. We've got to respect that. Like I said, I think we've done a good job of that. We did a good job of that the other night against New Jersey, who, have their own guys that are dangerous in that regard. So I'm expecting we'll be good there. We've got to make sure that we're focused on not being good just there. We've got to find ways to generate offense. We've got to get to their goaltender. We've got to compete on the forecheck. All those kind of things have got to fall into place for us.
How would you describe the atmosphere in this building? Last time you were here it was only half full, but it was still pretty bad, and now it's going to be full.
Yeah, it's one of the best places to play in the NHL here on the road. It's an incredible environment, great atmosphere. Obviously, when you come in with the Leafs, even more so, I think. But all those things I think should make for a very good and competitive game tonight.
Matthew still has a little bit of work to do to get there. What would be the significance in your mind of him reaching that 50 goal mark?
I don't want to speak for Austin on that, but it goes without saying, and it's a significant achievement. When you're a guy like him that has the ability to put up numbers like that, but it's something that he hasn't gotten to yet. And in some ways, it's been out of his control here in the last couple of years, the circumstances being what they have. But I think it is something of significance. I think Austin, I'm sure, would tell you that the most important thing is that he continues to compete and play within our team concept and help our team win games. But I think individual accomplishments like that, especially those that help us win games, are big. So we know what's around the corner there for him, and obviously he continues to play the way that he has. And there's no doubt that he would get there.
There's been a lot of talk about goaltending with your team. Is that an aspect of the game that you're confident with moving forward and possibly hitting the playoffs?
Well, we're continuing to get greater stability there. We like the gains that we've gotten from Källgren since he's been playing for us here. In my opinion, Mrazek's coming off of what was his best start of the season, just in terms of how he looked to me, how he competed, and how he played in the net, and how confident and focused he looked. I think he's followed that up with a great practice yesterday, and if yesterday's practice for Jack Campbell's any indication that he's going to come back strong and that he's not far away from being back in the net for us. So, I believe we're on the right side of our goaltending situation here in terms of finding traction and going there. I think the way that our team is defended, like we've talked about all season long, when we defend well as a team, it sets our goalies up for success. So that goes hand in hand, and that'll continue to be our focus.
What's your understanding of Jack's timeline?
I think we talked a bit about it yesterday. He's going to get a good skate tomorrow with us as we go back in. It won't be so much with our team, but it'll be a game day skate, and he'll get out there tomorrow. And then he's going to travel to Boston with us to get another it'll be a full team skate in Boston. So he'll get a skate there. He'll get a practice after we come back from Boston. And then, as we approach, whether it's Winnipeg or as we move down into April, I think he's not far off. So I think that's where we're building towards at this point, and we'll just have to continue to see how he responds, but it's been positive here in the last few days.
What's the message to Timothy as he gets a little more powerful?
Oh, not much. I mean, it just don't change too much. It's like we talked about yesterday. It's a power play situation, but it's a little more geared towards our transition to 5-on-5 play. So let's not focus too much on that. In fact, I would think that if it gets a situation where there's a lot of time left on the second unit, Lily probably won't even be out there. We'll probably continue with the 4-forward thing. But yesterday in practice, we wanted to start to get a look like that. But in terms of Lily himself, I mean, if he gets looks and gets opportunities, shoot the puck and be confident with it. He's played in the power play before at the minor league level and done a good job of it. But as I said yesterday, that situation for us is a little more about maximizing the last 30 seconds or so of a penalty kill without the chaos or the insecurity of the fact that somebody's come out of the box and we don't have a second defenseman on the ice.
What can someone like Timothy learn from playing with a guy like Marjorie?
Yeah, I mean, I think the wisdom he can pick up from that is endless, and also the confidence that can come with it. He's played at times this season with Riley. He's played with Muzzin, and now to get another guy like Gio to spend some time with, I think is great. And you guys, I'm sure, heard the way Gio spoke of him the other day and how he felt playing against him. I'm sure that goes a long way for a young guy's confidence. Gio's, I don't think he's not overly vocal type of guy in terms of the speaking to the whole team or the whole room. Is certainly not at this early stage. But he has a lot of those little conversations, little quiet conversations one-on-one, which, of course, when you're playing with him as your D partner, you're going to benefit from a lot of that.
Can he expand his game because he's playing with somebody of that?
I mean, I think he'll continue to grow. I mean, I think that's natural. The more you play in the league, you're continuing to grow and evolve. The more you can play with an experienced partner, such as that, it is going to help you in terms of expanding his game. I think, Lily has a good sense of what it is we need from him and what we expect from him in terms of really tight gaps, physicality, killing plays on entries and in D zone, moving the puck quickly up to the forwards. That's where we really want him to define a role within our team there, and over time he'll grow from that. But I don't think there's any expectations, nor would I want him to feel like, oh, I've got Gio here to take care of me now, so I can just freewheel and do whatever I want. Yeah, so I think it's more just continuing to grow into being that really good, reliable, everyday defenseman.
Marty's had a lot of success in a very short period of time as a coach, and he seems to use the instincts he had as a player. And I wondered if you're, as a former player and coach, how many times you draw on your player experience when you're dealing with coaching issues and whatever.
I do think it's important to have that perspective. I don't know that my instincts or perspective are anything comparable to what Marty might be bringing to the table here, but I think there's certainly that's part of it. Maybe not so much when it comes to the tactical pieces, but in the relationship pieces and the interactions with the players and practice planning, scheduling, those kind of things. You try to have a player's perspective on those types of things. In terms of how it's going to be received, how the message is going to be received, and that allows you to either tailor your message or change your message or build support around that message and have individual conversations to try to make people understand where you're coming from and what have you. So I think, as it relates to me specifically, I wouldn't want to speak for Marty, but as it speaks in my situation, I use it a lot to try to get a sense of, okay, how am I going to deliver this message to the team? And if I have a sense that maybe they're not going to understand exactly why I'm doing something, then I have their perspective of, okay, they're going to need some questions answered here, and I'll cruise around and chat with guys and make sure that they understand where I'm coming from.
When you were a teammate of his, did you see Marty St. Louis as a future coach?
I mean, I think for myself, he was just starting to be the Marty St. Louis, MVP of the league. So I don't think you were looking at him in that way, but he was a guy that he's passionate about the game, and he has a great understanding of it and talks about it and works at it. So it's no surprise to me that he continues to stay involved in the game, whether it was coaching his kids and being involved in youth hockey or to being in, being part of the game here now.
That number 50 for goal scorers, why do you think that's taken on kind of a mythical sort of aspect in game hockey?
Well, I think it's a nice round number is the first thing, obviously, but then I think it's just, especially in this era, it seems to be that much more difficult to achieve. So I think it has a great deal of significance that way for sure. And I think the more goals that are scored in the league, it's a good and healthy thing. We're fortunate to have a guy like Austin, but even the other players around the league that kind of flirt with that number and achieve that number. I think it's a great thing. It's a good thing for fans and media alike to be excited about.